Hello everyone, I'm Jacob Cow from I'm Nerd in the Street, and today we are unboxing the Logitech MX Master wireless mouse. Of course it's a wireless.
Sorry.
Okay everyone, so a while back I made an unboxing for my current mouse that I use. And this is the wireless M310 Logitech mouse. I made a video about unboxing this mouse because this is a $10 mouse, and I liked it so much that after my first model broke, the scroll wheel stopped being able to click, I could click it but it didn't register. I liked it so much that I ordered another one off of Amazon because I had used the first one for like 3 years and it had served me really well. Over 3 years actually, but I used it 3 years as my full-time mouse. Well, I still like this mouse. I still think this is a great general purpose mouse, and when people ask me what mouse do you recommend, I'm still going to recommend this for general usage. Now I have been still doing Blender and still doing things that require the middle mouse button to be able to click in over the past however long it was since I unboxed this mouse, and recently the clicking of the middle mouse button is starting to get a little flaky. Now the first time that it really went out, I was okay with it. I bought another one because it was only $10, but you know, I can't be buying one of these every single year. That's just a waste of materials. So I figured, you know, since I'm a power user, I'm a power computer user, I spend so many hours on my computer every day, maybe rather than using the cheapest mouse that Logitech sells, I should actually invest in something made for power users. So I've decided to go ahead and do that. This is a mouse that I've had my eye on for quite some time. It's the Logitech MX Master. And this mouse is the highest end mouse that Logitech makes today in 2016, and this has been out for a couple years, but you know, not a lot of innovation going on in the mouse business. So yeah, I'm really excited to give this a try. I'll talk about some features of it that I like, that I think will make editing and animating and everything easier as I open it up. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and set this on my desk here. Alright. So on the top here we've got a couple of seals, so I'll just pop open my pocket knife here, and videos are so much easier when I know where my pocket knife is, because normally I would spend a few minutes struggling with these seals. Instead I can just pop them closed. So if we look on the back here, precision instrument for masters of their craft, and I won't go so far as to call myself a master of my craft, but yeah, precision is all about, you know, what I want. Also, this mouse is a big mouse, and I like big mice. I don't like those tiny little, you know, mobile mice. That's one of the reasons I like this so much as a general purpose mouse. So we will try and open this thing up. I got this off of Amazon because it was like $30 cheaper on Amazon than it was on Logitech's website, so I highly recommend going to Amazon, or you know, even freaking Best Buy had it cheaper than Logitech themselves did. Alright, so elsewhere on the box we've got what's in the box. This does have a unifying receiver in it, and it also works with Bluetooth, so that's awesome. And I believe there's a button on the bottom of the mouse. Yeah, and you can use Bluetooth or the receiver. Yep, you can pair up to 3 computers and switch between 3 of them with the button on the mouse. And so yeah, it's officially supported under Windows and Mac. I did look into Linux support. It is supported on Linux. Oh, look at this. I didn't even see that. So on the front of the box, before you even open it, there's like this magnet. That's why I didn't see it, because it's held shut by a magnet. You can open it up and look inside here. So here's your quick start guide. Rather than actually shipping like a big paper quick start guide that you're never going to use, they just have a little panel here. Step 1, turn it on. Step 2, hit your, I guess you need to change it to channel 1. Step 3, click connect, plug in or connect with Bluetooth with your computer, and then visit. Step 5 is the step we will not be using because I'm sure Logitech does not have Linux drivers for this. We're just going to have to use the built-in kernel drivers with Linux. So yeah, there's the mouse right there through some plastic, and if we take it out, we'll see what we got. So yeah, this is the first time I've actually spent a lot of money on a mouse. Yeah, relatively speaking. First time I've actually like really invested in a good mouse, so I'm pretty excited about it. Here at the bottom we've got okay, so we do have a bit of a quick start guide. If we open this up, okay, it's a tiny bit there, but I think it was supposed to tear there. Otherwise I'm just too strong, but that's unlikely. So here we've got one little square piece of paper with, yeah, basically, let's see, not sure what all, like, that stuff is talking about. Maybe, oh, battery disposal for when you're, alright, so this actually has a rechargeable battery, but this is actually telling you how to change the battery. So I didn't even realize the battery was interchangeable. This is a rechargeable mouse. That's another reason why this is better than my current mouse, because my current mouse, even though it only takes one AA battery, and that usually lasts for a good couple months, I do have to replace that every couple months. So with this mouse, every couple months when it goes out, all I'll have to do is plug it into my computer for you know, an hour or two, just like with my, you know, my Logitech trackpad here. I just plug it in every time it gets low, but it is a wireless trackpad. You can see the, maybe can't see the light, but what? Well, if I turn it off and on again, now you can see the light. But yeah, that's working on my computer. So yeah, there's papers, and then we've got the cord for it. So once again, this does not, I don't think this even transmits data. Even if you plug this in, it's not going to transmit any data. This is just for powering. Yeah, so I'm not even sure if this would work, transmit data, you know, with a phone or anything, but decently long. It looks like we've got on one side a bread tie that is going to come off, and I'm going to throw that away and it's never going to go back on, but on the other side we do have some Velcro, so you can, yeah, get a close-up on that Velcro. You can easily rewind this up when you need to, but yeah, you see, this is long enough to where I could plug it into this computer or the back of this computer and have it connect to the mouse just when I need this to charge every couple months, or however, you know, however often I need to charge it. Okay, so here we go. So here's the magnet. Oh, that's interesting. So this is no longer magnetized to the box. So there's a magnet in this front panel of the box, but see, it's not sticking anymore. It was attached to this. Really interesting design. Okay, so we lift this straight up. Wow, so they include a whole magnet there just for that front of the box, because I don't think that actually, yeah, that doesn't attach to this gray piece at all. So we'll set that off to the side. Here's the mouse itself, picking it up for the first time. All right, so here we have it. This is the Logitech MX Master mouse. So this is a, like I said, pretty fancy mouse. So if we click here, or if we scroll here, one thing that was a must for me is some mice have a smooth scrolling scroll wheel. I needed one that clicked. I can feel the clicks. You might not be able to hear it. It's very, very quiet, but yeah, I can feel the clicking. Now if you click in on this, then, okay, I'm not getting it to change right now, but there is a way. That's interesting. Okay, so maybe maybe I will be able to, I'm in a different setup than I have been in the past. As you can see, I don't have quite as much desk space. Maybe I will be able to use this as an actual middle mouse click button, because I'm clicking that, and my friend Michael has an MX Anywhere mouse, which is like the mobile version of this, and when you click on the mouse button, it actually changes between smooth scrolling and the one I'm doing right now where it's clicking. It's called ratcheted. But this one I'm clicking it and it's not changing to smooth scrolling, so this might actually be a programmable button that I can actually use. Now the other button on here, this middle mouse button, yeah, see, Michael's mouse, since you can't use this as a click, it just has that middle mouse button as a click, and lots of people online, I've talked to people, you know, on forums and stuff, or rather I've read what people are saying, and a lot of people seem to think that clicking, you know, using a dedicated middle mouse button is actually more accurate than clicking using the, you know, the scroll wheel. This doesn't have a separate middle mouse button. This just, you can only click on the scroll wheel. So yeah, I was all ready to switch to the dedicated middle mouse button, but if there's a scroll wheel that can click, then I might end up using that just because it's what I'm used to. So we've got the two mouse buttons, obviously. You can see that's a little different. This is, I don't know, you can see the difference between them for yourself. Dedicated full buttons here. Pretty solid audible feedback compared to, I don't know, probably about the same volume. Now here's where we start getting into some cool stuff as well. One reason I really liked the M310 over like the M510 and other Logitech cheap mice was because a lot of Logitech's mice, you can tilt the scroll wheel to the left and to the right to scroll left and right on the screen. Now I really liked the Apple Mighty Mouse. because the Mighty Mouse had that 360-degree scroll ball where you could scroll to the left and the right. I like the ability to scroll to the left and the right, but I don't like it when the scroll wheel tilts, because I feel like that's inaccurate and it just makes the whole thing feel a little flimsy to me. So this only scrolls up and down. It does not scroll left and right. This mouse also has a scroll wheel that only scrolls up and down. It does not scroll left and right. But then on the side, you have an entirely separate scroll wheel for scrolling left and right. Now this is not ratcheted. This is smooth scrolling only. So that's just, you know, something you got to deal with. Hopefully the speed isn't. My only problem with it not being ratcheted is the speed, because usually in Linux, if you can't easily do 1 or 2 clicks, I just know the Apple Mighty Mouse, it was pretty much smooth scrolling. It was very difficult to actually do individual clicks of scrolling with the Mighty Mouse, and a lot of times it would end up scrolling way too quickly under Linux. So yeah, this is smooth scrolling. We'll see how fast it goes. But yeah, the mouse before this, the MX Performance mouse, it had a tilting scroll wheel, and that's no good for me. I really wanted I like the ability to scroll left and right, because in Kden Live, you get left and right on your timeline. You can scroll up and down, but you can also scroll left and right. I've done it with the Mighty Mouse, so I think this will really help my editing workflow. But yeah, you use that with your thumb while you're holding the mouse like this. So you can also see there's a couple of buttons here, a forward and a back button. Now I actually don't like all these extra buttons. If there was a version of this mouse without these 2 buttons, I would have gotten it. Some people also say that this design looks cool, where you've got this like diagonal up and down, you know, the split between those 2 buttons, but it would be way more functional if it was just an up and down vertical split, because if you're trying to use your thumb to click one of those and not the other, I don't know. Like if I'm resting my hand completely on this mouse, then I can. I guess that's not too bad to hit those with the side of my thumb. I can get used to that. Yeah. Now, like I said though, I'm not used to using that, so I probably will not use these buttons. Now, one button I probably will use for something, although I'm not sure what, is this. Is actually a button. I don't know if you can see that flexing in. That's actually not shoddy build quality. That's actually clicking. So when you're using this, you know, you've got your left click, right click, you got your middle buttons. You can also just click your thumb down like that. You can see the muscles moving in my hand probably more than the actual mouse. But that's actually a click, and I have checked, and you can register that to something under Linux. So that does show up under Linux. So yeah, I wasn't sure about like the origami style, because it seems like it would not be as comfortable as smooth, but you know, just from holding this in my hand, this is pretty smooth. It's a little bit rubberized, not super rubberized, but the whole surface of the mouse is a little bit rubberized. If we look on the bottom, you can see here we've already got just a little bit of wear and tear. I don't use mouse pads. I don't use mouse pads. I just, you know, use mice on the surface of the desk, which you can see, like if I used mouse pads, all 4 of these little rubber feet on the bottom of my M310 have, actually no, they haven't fallen off. Maybe they're all still there, or some of them at least are still there, but they're also very dirty. You can see that. There's a lot of dirt on those, because, you know, it's a desk. I put stuff on the desk, and then I put the mouse on the desk, and it gets a little dirty. So yeah, this is bigger, you know, larger feet here. Looks like there's 4 points of contact with the desk. So yeah, I don't know if that's going to wear down easily. Hopefully it won't wear down too quickly, because it's, you know, a fancy mouse. I want to use this as long as possible because it was more expensive. So yeah, just like this one, I was okay with it wearing out a little bit quicker. This one better last me quite a while. I will say this new mouse is pretty light compared to the old one. And at first I thought it was actually lighter than the old one. I think it might be about the same weight, but it's bigger, so I was expecting it to be heavier too, which I like it to be heavier because it weighs it down to the desk, which is what you're, you know, moving it on. But yeah, it's pretty light. Just an observation there. So here on the front, you can see this is where you plug in the cord, the USB cord, when you need to charge this. Not sure if it's charged. Let's turn it on. This is the switch right here. So if we switch that up, the number 1 is currently blinking, and you can change between 3 different computers at once. I will be using this because I'm going to want to use this with my desktop here at home, but since I'm in college now, I actually recently ordered, just last week, I ordered a super powerful laptop that's basically going to be my main machine from now on, and I want to use this mouse with that too, so this will let me quickly and easily go between the two, because the laptop's going to have Bluetooth. I can use the unifying receiver I've already got here. So yeah, so we have a connect button there, and then we've got the optical sensors there. The Logitech uses the invisible sensors. Does the camera show any light coming out of that?
Not really.
No? All right, no, that's fine. But yeah, that's that. So we're gonna go ahead and all right, so I'm going to open up. I do have a program on Linux called Solar, and if we open that up, it might let me connect up this mouse. Doesn't look like it's going to, actually. That's fine. Yeah, you need to be under Windows to, change around the pairings for these. You can see I've got my two M310s and my T650, the trackpad, all paired to one receiver. Oh, pair new device. Here we go. Turn on the device you want to repair. If the device is already on, then turn it off and on again. Wireless mouse MX Master. Okay. So now this stopped blinking. Okay, that's great. Now this is actually not a program written by Logitech. Logitech does not support Linux, but some really smart, really nice person out there in the community wrote this program that just perfectly worked with my brand new MX Master mouse. So this is working now. You can see on the screen. So that's cool. You can probably see the mouse better down here. Talking about tracking speed, we're probably set to about the same right now. I will say, if you can hear, you might not be able to hear. It's way quieter moving the MX Master across the desk than it is moving this across the desk. Now that's probably because of all the dirt here that's causing more friction and making it louder, and also this is much smoother moving it across the desk. But yeah, as dirt and stuff builds up on these pads over time, then that might change. I'll definitely try and clean those off every now and then. But yeah, I'm not a firm believer in mouse pads or anything, just because they're a hassle, and especially because I'll be taking this back and forth between several locations. But yeah, alright, so if we open up my system settings, we can look at mouse options. There's a test area for the mouse. Alright, here's a testing area. So we've got scrolling up and down. Sorry, can you see that? How about there? So we've got scrolling up and down there. And then I'm going to try scrolling left and right. Okay, scrolling left and right is not working right now. Left button, right button, middle button. Okay, so now that this mouse is powered on, this is ratcheted scrolling, and if I click this, you can hear. Did you just hear that click? That click, now this is smooth scrolling. And you'd see that right there, is I just spun that, and it kept moving. See that? Now if I click this, now it's ratcheted. So that's actually electronically switching. That's interesting though. I thought, on Michael's mouse, you click the middle button to change between smooth scrolling and ratcheted. On this mouse, this is actually the click. You use this to change between smooth scrolling and ratcheted. I actually like that, because I do personally think that clicking on this, the middle, I think clicking on the scroll wheel is a perfectly valid and accurate way to switch that. But I am pretty sure that you can change that as well, because it's all programmable since that's electronic. Now, whether or not you can program it under Linux is another story. So if we go in here and we look at, I don't know, scrolling. See, this is a testing area under touchpad. Yeah, this isn't affecting this mouse. All right, so I'm gonna have to go. I do know that this will work under Linux eventually. We're gonna test a couple more buttons up here. So the thumb button. All right, the thumb button is not working right now. Now it seems like. Alright, so the thumb button I think is doing a keyboard combination, because if you see all those lines flashing as I'm clicking the thumb button, that's what happens if you hit the Alt key as well. If you hold down Alt, then those lines come up. So when I hold down the thumb button, it doesn't do that. But yeah, I think clicking the thumb button actually sends the computer a keyboard shortcut that Logitech software is supposed to work with. Yeah, now the scrolling is going to be interesting. So yeah, the backwards and forwards buttons don't work, but all the basic mouse, the 3 basic mouse buttons work. So far, this mouse does everything that this mouse does, although it's just a slight bit bigger, which I do like. If you look at these two mice side by side, if you bring the camera over here, or lower it, and look at it from there, you can see this is actually taller than this one, if you can get it as flat as possible. Yeah, you can see that the MX Master is taller physically, which, yeah, like I said, I like big mice. I don't like those tiny mobile mice that they sell these days. It will take me a little while to get used to the asymmetrical shape because, you know, this is a completely symmetrical mouse. This is made to be used by people who are left-handed or right-handed. This is basically only for right-handed people, and if you're left-handed, you're kind of screwed because they don't make a left-handed version of this. But yeah, that's interesting. So I'm going to have to look into getting that scroll wheel working. But yeah, we'll see what happens. For now, though, that was just my unboxing and very first impressions of the Logitech MX Master Mouse. Looks like, by the way, the battery is at about 50%, so that's what they charged it with. And also, looks like my... If I look at my M310 in Solar here, it says wireless link is not encrypted. We're using the exact same receiver, but the MX Master is encrypted, so that's cool. So harder to hack this mouse. But yeah, that's my new mouse. I'll let you guys know. I'll put links in the description if there's anything else I need to download to get the side-scrolling working under Linux. But yeah, for now, what's this little thing here? Are those lights? I think these might be lights for charging on the side, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, well, yeah, I'll still keep playing around with this mouse. I'm curious what those do now. Let's just plug this in real quick. Just to see what it does. Alright. Aha. So now you can see, I guess that just means it's charging up. So I'll let this charge all the way, since it's the first time I've used it, even though I don't think you actually have to do that. It's a superstition that I happen to subscribe to. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's actually indicating anything other than the fact that it's charging, but yeah. So once again, that was my unboxing and first impressions of the MX Master wireless mouse. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I will be using it extensively, especially once I get my new laptop, and I'll be able to take this to college with me. But yeah, for now, I'm Jacob Kaufman. I'm the Nerd on the Street. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.